Just like
I'm gonna purposely take us to a steakhouse one night.
you were gonna do it.
I'm gonna get the steak and be like, hey, honey, cut this up real quick for me.
I would just be like, you're kidding me, right?
I'd be like, no, cut it.
If I cut it and I'm eating it, then like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Happily Taken, episode 2. Let's go. High five. Let's go. So far, I've been having a lot of fun with this. I actually found a lot of stories that we can actually discuss today. The wife, I'm not sure if you found any. Did you find any stories?
I think I was slacking this week, only because you were so enthusiastic about your stories that I was like,
I did find some good stories, guys. I found some good stories.
If you have like stories, then I'll just kind of relax on it this week, and then see what you found. Plus, I know you said I haven't read any of these stories, so it's more of like blind reactions, which is okay with me.
All right. Yeah. Well, so far, it's been a decent week. We had a crazy day at work today. It was wild. We got to see some family. To kind of give you guys some background, we got to see some family coming in from out of town this weekend, which is really cool. I haven't seen my cousin in a long time. I think this is the second time I've seen him since we got married last year. And then it's been, I don't know, 5-6+ years since I've seen him then. So it was good to see him. Good to see his little boy. Good to see his beautiful wife again. So I hope you guys made it home safely. Love you guys. Miss you already. What else is going on? We actually created an Instagram page. We also have a TikTok, so if you guys want to check us out at the Happily Taken podcast on Instagram, and we are also under Happily Taken or at the Happily Taken podcast. You can look us up at either one. The logo will be the same. On TikTok, we just posted our first first couple things on Instagram. We did upload one small TikTok just to kind of get the channel out there. So we're gonna be posting some more TikToks soon, and then hopefully be posting kind of like some Instagram stuff. Will be more kind of like background stuff, what's going on in our lives, kind of what we've been doing, like outside of the podcast. I know we posted our dinner date that we had. We had a sushi dinner date today.
That was really nice.
That was a good time. We got some dinner, did a little bit of walking, kind of get out, try to be active, enjoy the day today. That sushi was bomb though.
It was.
That was so. I'm still jealous of yours. I wish I had gotten yours because yours was amazing. What was it called? The Lion King?
Yeah, it was really good. It was heavy though.
It was heavy, but it was so good.
Definitely a lot of sauce.
I chose the light ones today because I was watching my girlish figure.
You chose the lighter one because you got 2 rolls.
Listen here, okay? Shut up, okay? Don't put me out like that, okay? Don't gaslight me, okay?
I did.
That's all right. I still love her though. I still love her. Yeah, you.
I love it.
What about you? How was work and everything? Been okay this week?
Work has been okay. Some people coming back from helping out other places, and then is anyone on vacation? I don't think so. Not yet.
We will be.
But we will be soon. So yeah. Just as crazy, busy as normal. So nothing too out of the norm.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we will be on vacation next week. Right? I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be on vacation. So we'll be on vacation. So for those of you that actually like the content and liking the YouTube channel and liking the videos that we're doing right now for the podcast, we are going to try and see if we can squeeze out at least 2 podcasts so we can have 2 videos up. So one while coming up this upcoming Saturday, and then hopefully have one kind of in the background. So in case we can drop one more while we're gone. So that's kind of like the idea right now. So if you guys are watching this right now, we'll be gone the first, basically like the last day of July up to like the first week of August. We will be gone. So hopefully we'll have a couple videos up for you guys for then.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some more content and be able to post it. We'll have some, things that we can put in the background. And
Right. We are going to be posting some stuff on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow our Instagram, kind of see what we're doing, we'll be, like I said, we'll be out of town. So we'll be taking a bunch of pictures. I got a nice new phone. I can take some photos. I'm so excited.
I hope so.
So it's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited for it. Before we start, I have to ask you something because this was driving me nuts all weekend.
Okay. You've been like holding on to this question for a while.
Okay. If we were in public, like we're at a restaurant, right?
I'm already regretting the question.
I know. It's not as bad as you think. It's just,
Okay.
I'm curious. And I'm curious this is for all females out there. I would like to get your opinions too. So if you guys have any opinions on this, please drop it below in the comments. I need to know your reaction to this, or if you would do the same thing or not. We're at a restaurant. We just ordered some food. Let's say we're at a breakfast place. Let's just say that, okay? You just ordered yourself a nice little skillet or an omelet. You're about to chow down. I just got like a nice, like, big old skirt steak or something. I got a big old steak, right?
Okay.
Would you ever cut my food for me?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think, unless you broke your hand, unless like there was
some kind of physical thing that was stopping me.
Yeah, a physical limitation.
Okay.
I don't think I would ever like really reach over or next wherever you're sitting.
Right.
And like just cut your food for you.
Okay.
I would just expect you to just
Here's why I asked that, okay?
do it yourself. I don't know.
No. I respect that. I appreciate that. Here's why I asked though. So I'm at work, right?
Oh no.
And I just seen my one waitress serve one customer, the gentleman.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say both customers, they were both about early to mid 30s, I'd say.
Okay.
If not maybe a little older, okay?
Okay, that's
So this person's the gentleman's girlfriend or wife, I'm not really sure. Again, I don't want to put labels or anything. But so the gentleman just got served his steak with his pancakes and eggs and stuff like that. The wife got, the woman got served like her, I think French toast, whatever. She had something small.
okay.
The dude didn't even say anything. She literally pushed her food out of the way, grabbed his plate, started cutting up his steak like into bite-sized pieces. Now, mind you, the gentleman had nothing wrong with him. He didn't have any broken hands. Literally, he just like sat there like this, cross-armed, and like waited for her to cut it. And I just sat there. I'm like, homie, there's no way. There's
really?
I swear to God. I was staring at this woman, like, mind you, she was like 7 feet away from me. Like the table is right where I'm at the register. She was like literally right across from me. Like I'm watching this happen. I'm just like, okay, maybe something's right. No, the second she put the plate down, he goes and just starts eating like nothing. And I'm just like, there's absolutely no way you actually had this woman cut your food for you.
I'm just confused by it because I feel like again, if there's no limitations for you not to be able to cut it, why you wouldn't just want to cut it yourself?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, there's absolutely no way that this guy actually waited for this woman. Like, it's like, dude, you're in your 30s. You're in your 30s. Why is this woman cutting your food for you?
Again, maybe you don't know. Maybe there's some other underlining. I don't know.
Ladies, for the ladies that are watching this, please let me know. Is this a cultural thing? Is this like a
I'm trying to think
like a sub-dom thing? I don't know, but like I was so flabbergasted by it.
I don't know, but like if it was like me and you, like I don't think if you asked me because you're like I don't know, like you really just couldn't or something, I would be
but
like,
again,
okay,
it would have to be like
one.
a physical thing. Like I broke all my fingers. I physically can't grab a knife and fork to cut it, or like, God forbid for those that deal with like it was cerebral palsy where they can't constantly have shakes and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that like your muscles or some kind of,
or you have spasms or something like. Yeah, that's understandable. This gentleman had nothing. He because I spoke to him when he walked in through the door. Like, hey, all right, guys, good morning. How are you? You know what I mean? And he just sat down and just.
Interesting.
I just couldn't believe that, and I thought maybe I was going crazy. I did. So I asked my waitress, and so for those of you that may or may not know, I do own a small pancake restaurant out in Chicago. Family owned for 40-something years. So a lot of stories that I bring up are from my workplace. So if I bring up any of my employees or something like that, I know some of you girls will probably watch this. Hi, girls. So if we bring up any stories from my work, that's where I'm at. But I did ask a couple of my waitresses. I asked them, I'm like, hey, would you ever cut your, and like, because we have a mix. We have like some girls are Italian, some are Hispanic, some are German, Irish mix, white, whatever. So I asked a bunch of them. I'm like, would you ever cut your husband or boyfriend's food? kid you not, everyone had the same answer. Absolutely not. They're a grown freaking man. They can cut their own food. Why would I do it for them? I'm like, so I'm not going crazy then, right? Like, that's not a weird, like, thing for me to ask. Like,
No, it's, I feel like it's not a weird thing for you to ask.
Probably not,
I just, like, I feel like unless, again, like, unless there's that weird, like, that limitation, like, makes it, like, maybe we can't see it. Maybe it is, like, a thing for them. But just if it's, like, a normal man, woman, I don't know. I just feel like that is a little odd to just
be like, oh, hold on, honey. Here you go. It's like, all right, thanks. It's
like at any given day, if you asked me to do it, it'd be like, you could, no. I don't
see that.
Like, I don't know why you would want me to, first off, because like my size bites are different than yours.
Oh, yeah.
Too,
but I feel
well.
like, but
So
I
it's
feel
like,
that's kind of like common. I mean, like, I'm sure more, you know, I'm sure my boys out there will agree with me. It's like as a man, we take big manly bites. You know what I mean? We want to show as much food. We're like borderline choking on our food. That's how much we stuff our face. I guys, back me up. I know you guys will back me up here, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like wouldn't you want to cut your food up to the size you want so you can enjoy? To me, that's just weird.
I just feel like if it's my food, I just want to cut it up the way I want to, or just separate it however I like. It's the food I was given. I'm gonna put like whatever I want on it, especially steak too. Like you said, who knows, like sauce, however you want to cut it up, whatever size that is for you. And yeah, I would be thrown off if you just like took my plate and started cutting up my food. I would be like, what are you doing? I don't know. That would just be a me thing as well. Like,
I feel like if it was like, again, with kids, different, you know what I mean? Or if it's like, let's say like, you know, let's say when we're trying to have a kid, like if you're pregnant, it's like, I'm not going to have you spend your time like cutting your food up when you're pregnant. Like I would cut your food up for you.
Yeah. I mean, I could still do that.
I'm sure. No, I know. But I feel like, you know, just to save time for you in your sense, I think that's what I would do. I feel like even when I cook for us, like I feel like I always cut the food up anyway.
But you like cut it in like slices to make it presentable on a plate because of the fact that you are taking pictures then afterwards.
True. But
it's not like you're cutting it into.
But it's also just easier to like, instead of me just putting like a chicken breast on top of a bowl of pasta, it's like it's easier just to cut it up into pieces and just throw it on top.
That's like a normal thing sometimes with like even restaurants. Like either you're getting it whole or you're getting it sliced, but you're not getting it in bite-sized pieces.
Right.
Like the person is putting it in bite-sized pieces, which is what's weird about the situation. It's not that they're like, well, first off, just taking the plate and cutting it up themselves, but like, yeah, like cutting it into smaller bite-sized portions, which is like, you could do that yourself. I mean, again, like, and we're just assuming that they can do it themselves.
Yeah, there was just something going on there. I don't know what it was. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be rude. I was just curious. I really wanted to get your opinion on that.
I wouldn't go out of my way to do it because I just assume that you want to eat. First off, like it's your food. I don't want to like
just grab my plate and just
yeah. Like it's something you ordered. Why would I go out of my way to just like then just touch as soon as you received it your own food?
Right.
I get sharing, but like again, when you're ordering something, it's like, okay, that's your food. This is my food. If we want to share and switch and cut in half and everything, that's different. But I'm not gonna like go out of my way to be like, oh yes, like
here's your food, honey. Now you can eat like I'm a 5-year-old.
I wouldn't go out of my way to do that because I'm expecting that you just want to be not left alone, but like
just be with my food.
Yeah, be at peace with your own dish that you have received yourself. So that's what I was thinking about. I was like, oh no, I don't think I would want somebody to just like.
I'm gonna purposely take us to a steakhouse one night.
You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna get the steak and be like, hey honey, cut this up real quick for me.
I would just be like, you're kidding me, right?
I'd be like, no, cut it.
If I cut it and I'm eating it, then like.
Wait. You're gonna eat my food and your food?
I don't know.
Let's be honest, that's not gonna happen.
Try one of each, see which one I like better. Give you the one I don't
I
like.
feel like we do that pretty often too. It's like I
Sometimes.
think like the last time where did we go last time? What were we out of? Were we out of state? I think we both went to like a Mexican, or not Mexican. We went to a restaurant together, and I think we both like tried something. We're like, oh yeah, this is like brand new. We never tried this before. And we both like tried it, and we tried each other. I'm like yours better. It's like I kind of like yours better. Like, you want to switch?
Yeah, we've definitely done that.
We've done it a few times. I think we did that in Hawaii when we were on our honeymoon too. When we went to that one like little French restaurant, didn't we?
Oh, maybe.
I thought we did. 'Cause I think you ordered like some kind of a French toast that like I liked like a little bit more, and I think I ordered like some kind of an egg dish that you really liked. And I'm like, okay, well I'll eat a little bit of mine. I'm like, I still kind of like yours better. I'm like, oh, can I just take your plate? You'll take mine. You're like, yeah, I'd love to. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that happens though too. Like if you're in a relationship, I feel like it's a lot of sharing, a lot of just like dividing and conquering kind of situation.
Boy, she's lying. Okay, don't ever share it. I'm kidding. No.
I've learned to order just like
Okay. We share entrees and appetizers.
desserts hard.
Desserts, I feel like it depending on the size of the dessert.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't. I feel like we get our own. Like today, like when we went to get sushi, we had those big like deep fried chocolate spring rolls with a giant scoop of like vanilla ice cream in the middle. I feel like we had to split that.
Yeah.
We had to because that was a lot.
Well, yeah, shareable. So it's,
right.
But sometimes just like a little thing of ice cream, it's like, nah, just
yeah, no, you're not gonna share that.
This is mine.
Yeah, no. Well, it's like buying an ice cream. Like, let's share one ice cream cone. No, let's get your own ice cream cone, dude. Like, no.
Like, I really wanted this one.
Right, this is my cone. Like, back off.
It happens. It's okay. We make it work.
We do. No, high five. We do.
Make it work.
Make it work.
It's okay. Okay.
So, moving on.
Yeah, let's get into the actual
to
the readings,
like some of the good stuff. But again, ladies, please let me know in the comments down below. Let us both know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. And boys, big manly choking on your food bites or little petite bites? Drop it down in the comments. All right. All right. So let's see, which one did I want to? I got a few here. I want to start with this one first because
You're curious.
I'm curious to see because
did you actually read the whole thing?
I read majority of them. There was some I kind of just like glanced at, but like there were like this one I for sure read because I was very curious about this one. Okay. So this one was just kind of funny because I'm like, would I do this to you like at some point? Okay. So the title is, "Am I the asshole for buying noise canceling earbuds to tune my wife out in the morning?"
You're kidding me, right?
That's why I didn't want to tell you. I was like, I really want to hold this one to myself and see what she thinks. Okay.
I feel like that's so just in my head already. I'm just like, oh.
So I started reading this at work, and I think I finished it. I'll recall if I actually finished it when I get towards the end. But it was just like from what I remember reading, it was like it started like, okay, I get it, but then I was like.
Like already by the title, it just sounds like, ooh, you are already stretching a very fine. You're like on a fine line right now, and it's kind of like you're leaning towards asshole already.
Well, right, but like it's like most of the stories that I feel like we read. It's like some of them are like it sounds bad, but then when you actually hear the OP side of the story, it's like okay, I get it now. You just that title was a very bad title.
No, sometimes the title just like says it all though.
Okay, so let me get into the reading. I want to see what you think. Okay, ready?
Okay.
All right. I, 32 male, and my wife at 36 male have been married for about 5 years now.
Okay.
I work on a job where every morning I have different tools and items to prepare. On some days, I will be working at an office building. Other days, I'll be in a meeting, and occasionally I'll be working at someone's house. Each job requires different tools. Each day requires different preparations to go smoothly. My wife has a very bad habit of following me around with miscellaneous items, chosen haphazardly, asking if I need them that day or not. She seems to think that she's helping me, but she's only distracts me, and she has caused me to forget things I actually did need at times. The issue is she won't do it once or twice. She'll rapid fire out ideas, and when I thank her, but tell her I don't need any help, she just goes, yeah. But how about this? As she holds up a new item. So she's clearly not listening to him.
Huh.
I've tried sitting her down and explaining to her that she's not helping me, but she keeps doing it. The low point came last week when she got really stuck on a carton of yogurt I had bought. She noticed the expiration date was coming up, which was about 4 days, and asked when I was going to eat it. I said later. Then she asked if I wanted it for lunch. I said yogurt that had been sitting in my hot car for hours wasn't an appetizing lunch idea. Which encouraged her to start Googling how long yogurt could sit out for. This allowed me to get the rest of my belongings and head out. As I pulled out of the driveway, my wife came out the front door in her pajamas and started trying to chase me down on foot, shouting about the yogurt. I waved and left.
Oh my God, you just straight up was like, I gotta go.
Just be like, I'm done. Bye. I mean,
what? I don't know if I would really like chase you. Sorry, I just like chasing
I
somebody
wouldn't
down
expect
the
you to like
street.
chase me down with food. Like, be like, what? Like, if I forgot my whole lunch, okay, I get it. But
one item. It's yogurt.
so here's the thing. So here let's finish it real quick.
I'm sorry.
That was my breaking point. After work, I went shopping and got myself a cheap pair of noise-canceling earbuds. From the next morning, I put them in, played some white noise, I'm not a big music guy, and went about my business. My wife kept trying to get my attention by waving her hand in front of my face as she held miscellaneous items, but it was a lot easier than normal. I also found that sending her on a little mission to get something will help a lot, and I wish I had thought of this sooner. Last night, she sat me down and got really angry for ignoring her in the morning. I asked what I was supposed to do, to which she responded, "You're supposed to listen to your wife." So I'm asking, did I take this too far? Did I go too far for taking this step, and am I the asshole?
See, yeah, now it's
See,
starting to make a little bit.
So now you understand
sense.
why he's. That's kind of why when I was reading, I was like, oh, I'm kind of like.
Still a fine line, though.
It is, but if you have like with, for example, like with you in your morning, you have a routine.
Yes.
Now, would you get annoyed if I was just like, hey, let's do this instead of you doing if I just started throwing out ideas like, hey, we should do this and we should go here and we should do this. If I just started throwing stuff at you, how would you feel?
Yeah, I guess I would be thrown off because, again, like if you have this like set routine, set practice, set anything, if you have a routine, whether it is in the morning, whether it's in the afternoon, whether it's with you, your partner, or even the kids.
Right.
Kids love routines. I feel like when something disrupts that, sometimes
you get thrown off.
You get thrown off. It could go haywire. You're not in the most joyous mood, I would say. Joyous. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess I would be like annoyed. I don't know if I would go as far as getting noise canceling headphones, but again, he has tried to sit down and talk with his wife, so I'm kind of like,
well, that's what I'm saying. He even said, like, I sat my wife down and said, "You're not helping me. You're distracting me," and she just goes, "Yeah, but you need this too." Like, she's clearly not even like listening to what he's trying to tell her. She's ignoring him.
I'm confused. Like, when he did have this conversation,
it must have been that morning when he was just like, let me see here,
because like there's a difference where he's just like trying to have a conversation, like I feel like that wasn't the best idea. Maybe like having a conversation at night when he's not trying to get to work, like she's not asking him about 5 million things about his job, like coming home and being like, hey, can we talk about this morning? Like, you know, it's really distracting when I have everything already set up and you keep asking me about this, that, and whatever, especially when it's things that like he already knows he doesn't need. He keeps saying no. What does he do again? Why does he need all these little like gadgets? Gadgets.
So I'm guessing he must be some kind of like, I'm guessing like a handyman or like carpenter or something, because it says here I'll be
like a trade worker almost.
Something.
Maybe.
It says I'll be working at an office building. Sometimes I'll be in meetings, and occasionally I'll be working at someone's house.
Okay.
So I feel like he's kind of like one of those like handyman that kind of goes around and like will like go to like office buildings and like fix stuff maybe, or repair stuff, or like we said, like kind of like a tradesman almost, kind of like they just kind of like know how to do like little things like plumbing, electrical. They kind of just do a little bit of everything. I'm guessing because
he's like going all over.
He's got tools for certain things, so I'm assuming he does something like that. That's what I'm assuming, at least. I was trying to see, like, I was trying to scroll through like like just like comments and be like, yo, like what do you do though? Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to say like I feel like the headphones might be a little much, but at the same time, if you're trying to have that conversation, I don't think already having the conversation right then and there, or trying to just tell her right then and there is like one thing. You're trying to just be able to get to work, but like coming back and maybe trying again and being like, hey, you're really not listening to me. I already have, like, when I know I have to do this, I take these. When I know I have to do this, I'll take these. Like, like maybe set up things like, this is what I take, this is what I take, this is what I take. Maybe write a list of things that like you have to take for the day, so that way she doesn't have to ask you a million questions in the morning. Like one of those things where it's like, okay, I know I'm going to the office. I have to take my backpack, notebook, blah, blah, blah.
something.
Yeah, have all those in like that pile for the day. And when she's like, oh, do you have, just check the list. If it's not in the pile over here, then like I need it. If like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that might work, but yeah, the noise canceling headphones though. I understand for the time being where he, like, if she's really not listening, I don't know what else for him to do.
Well, that's the thing. It's like he'll tell her like, hey, I don't need that, but thank you. Like, kind of like, I know what I need, and she's like, oh, okay, cool. And then she'll just keep like grabbing stuff. It's like, I know what I need. I don't need you to grab stuff anymore. Like, I know what I need. I know exactly what I need for each job. Like, please just stop touching stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like if I'm like,
Yeah, because I'm trying to put it like if you were just like putting things in my face and I'm like, I have everything I need, and then you keep like telling me things, I would be like,
it'd be like if like let's say if I'm cooking dinner and
Yeah.
I already know what like utensils stuff I need to cook,
oh, that's
and you're like, oh, do you need a whisk? No, I got my knives, I got my cutting board, I got my gloves, I'm good. Oh, okay, but do you need a fork? It's like, no, honey, I've got what
How
I
about
need.
this blender?
Yeah, do you need this food process? Like, honey, I got what I need. Thank you. It's like if it's like if I tell you a couple things like no, it's like if I tell you once or twice, it's like at that point you should be like, okay, cool, you got it. But it's like if you're just constantly throwing stuff at me,
How about some orange juice? How about milk? I don't even know what you're making by that. Like I'm just throwing out.
it's like here's stuff.
Here's stuff. Do you need all this stuff? I could see how that would be very irritating.
It would be agitating. It's like
So
because again, you know what you're needing, you know what
Yeah.
you're doing, but like you're just having like it's like having a child that's like, hey, can I ask you something? Hey, it's like what? It's like, oh, I don't know. Like, can you? Like,
Yeah.
No, like leave me alone. Like give me a second to breathe. Hold on. Like let me do what I gotta do. Like
I guess
don't know.
I guess that's like one thing, because like a child, you're expecting them to ask a million questions and your patience run thin with them. But with your partner, they should be listening to each other, and she's clearly not doing it. So he's kind of doing the next, like he's trying to talk again. Like I feel like there's other ways you could go about it with a list or
But
with
again, like his idea was to like sit her down, and he did. He
And
even
he
said,
tried.
I
He
sat her
tried.
down and I've told her like, please just leave me be. Let me do
not
what I gotta
listening.
do, and she just completely.
I think the point where I felt like she wasn't listening even, or just like didn't understand that like he has to go to work. Like she also doesn't have a concept of like time
Yeah.
because of the yogurt thing.
Yeah,
Like you're chasing somebody down for yogurt.
that's like that has like what 4 days left before it expires.
Yeah, that's a little extreme. to me.
Yeah, it's like It's like if he doesn't eat it today, he'll eat it tomorrow. Like it's not a big deal.
It's just like call, like if you think you forgot something, you can always call,
I know.
text. I'm
But that's too easy though.
I think she just wants to talk to him.
Maybe.
She just wants attention, maybe.
I will. So I'll read some of the comments.
God.
No, they're not bad. No, I feel like
I feel like at the moment, like the title sounded really, really bad. I must say.
no,
but
it did 100%.
reading through, he's already tried some action again. Like I think there could be other ones that he could try, but the fact that like they're just not listening to each other, maybe this is the best way for the time being, because of the fact that like this way he's not gonna wanna not, I don't know, like get irritated in the morning, because he's gonna get irritated and then go to work, and that's like the worst possible thing for your job. You don't already want to be irritated before you even get to work.
So that's why this is why I love I love reading the comment section
I
all the time
love
because some of the
comments.
things that people come up with are genius.
Oh my goodness.
So some people are like, have you ever tried using a safe word?
Oh.
So now some people, here's how some people phrase that, right? So some person, what
was the overall vote? Did they have an overall?
so overall, everyone said that he is not the asshole.
I mean, again, it makes sense because of the fact that he's trying.
He says he's tried to sit her down and talk to her, and she's just not
Yeah.
listening. So overall verdict, not the asshole. I agree. I don't think he's the asshole because
I don't.
at some point you just get it, especially if it's not like a once in a while thing. It's like an everyday occurrence. Like
Oh my
eventually,
God.
I'd be like, okay, you either need to like stop talking overall,
Oh my goodness.
or like literally just go back to sleep and just go relax or something. Because I cannot.
What
do
does
this
she do? Does it say that
No, it doesn't say what she does.
she works from home or she's a stay-at-home mom?
It doesn't say they have kids, so I'm assuming probably works at home or maybe just a stay-at-home wife. Maybe I don't know.
Never know.
So this is what I love about commenters because
Oh my
you guys
goodness.
are the best. Anyone that drops comments and videos or posts like this, you guys are the best. So some people were saying like, oh, what you should do is use a safe word. Now some people were saying like, oh, like a safe word could be like a like when you like if you suggest a safe word, like let's say like you and I are like having like a discussion,
Yeah.
or we're just like we don't have time for this, like all right, pineapples.
Okay.
Which is like, okay, we've talked about this before. We need to like drop it, or we need to like take a pause so we can kind of like
Figure it
recollect
out.
our thoughts and kind of just figure things out. Now,
I
for
see.
you and I feel like we don't have safe words. We kind of just be like, okay, like one of us would be like, all right, listen, like something's obviously like wrong between us right now. We're obviously having an argument. It's getting a little too heated. Let's kind of stop. Let's go into our respective like little like safe spaces in the house. So for you, it'd probably be like your office or whatever, or the bedroom. Me, it'd be like being down here in my game room.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's just take 10 minutes, get a drink of water, and let's come back and try to discuss this again and kind of see if we're on the same page again. So in some cases, some people are saying like, just give it a safe word. So I guess some people are saying like their safe words like pumpernickel. This one's my favorite though, because I was like scrolling through. This one was just hysterical. So the commenter, Seattle Trash Panda, you're a real one. My coworkers and I, all of us women, used to use unicorn sprinkles as our safe words.
Unicorn sprinkle.
Which means I adore you, but right this second, I need to focus on something. It's absolutely not personal, and I want to talk smack later with you later. And it's like, I
almost want to use this.
So do I. Like low-key.
Unicorn sprinkles.
Unicorn sprinkles. Done. It's like, oh, cool.
Drop this and we will talk later.
Oh my God. Like that's like, I'm just scrolling through. Everyone's just like, why is your wife chasing you down for the yogurt?
The yogurt thing. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't get it.
I don't get the yogurt thing. I just feel like she had, like, again, is it an attention thing? Does she just need, like, are you out of the house so much that she just, like, wants to talk to you about anything and everything that she comes across? But, like, I feel like that's so extreme. I would never chase you down the street for yogurt.
I mean, now I'm a little upset. Now you should.
No, I won't.
Do you even love me?
Of course I do, but yogurt, like...
Okay, maybe a candy bar or something. That'd be cool.
I mean, that's different. Like, yogurt? Even I wouldn't even chase you down. I would probably throw it at your car.
Don't do that. Why would you attack my car? You're gonna throw like somehow.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm gonna be driving my truck. I'm gonna have like the bed open. You're just gonna throw it in the bed. I'm never gonna see it. It'll sit there for like all summer. It'll just melt, and then somehow wintertime it'll freeze in the wintertime.
No, because you have a cover on it, so I don't know if it would.
Well, one day I might have it open just if I'm carrying something. You're like, hold on, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear. What the hell was that? Just a giant Snickers bar in there. Enjoy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, first off, I would never do that because you wake up way too early for me to like.
Oh, I know. And you're always in bed. You're looking so pretty and sleeping like an angel with drool coming down your face.
Yeah. Drool everywhere. But anyway, it's just because you also work the first shift. I work a second shift. Yeah. So like our schedules are completely different. So, I mean, yeah. So I still wouldn't chase you down the street in yogurt in my pajamas. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
No, it's not. It's like at that point, it's like, you know what? If I forgot it, it's all yours.
Yeah.
It's like if I forget it at home, like
And again, there's like a thing, texting, calling. I know your thing has Bluetooth. It's like, if you forgot something, I will just like, hey, you forgot your lunch.
Oops. Enjoy it.
Yeah, like, or for you, it's like, oh, you forgot your lunch. You don't pack a lunch because you're at a restaurant. You just eat there. I don't know. If I forgot mine, it would be a different story. I would try to find something on my way there, which has happened. It happens. It happens to everyone.
It does. No, it does. 100%.
But no, not the asshole.
I don't think so. No, I give
Very
him
extreme.
I give him a pass. I mean, would I go with the noise canceling headphones? Like, no, but it's like I feel like for me, what I would do, and like this
unicorn
might be
sprinkles.
this unicorn sprinkles. So
That's it.
I think what I would do realistically is like I would buy like a cheap like $20 Bluetooth headset and like pretend to be on a work call in the morning.
Oh, but you can't do, like, I feel like he has to get out of the house every morning. So are you going to be on a meeting every morning? I don't think you're going to get away with that.
Probably not. Yeah, you're right. I feel like just like,
can you wake up earlier and get out of the house earlier?
yeah, but like, you're not going to sacrifice like, you know, an hour or two of sleep just to leave early at that point. Like,
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like,
or like he said, he sent her on like little missions.
see, I think that's like the best bet to kind of like look at distraction and you just go, you know what I mean?
Or just be like, again, like, here are the list of things that I need in the morning.
Yeah, can you make sure like can you make sure that this gets done?
Yeah.
But that's kind of, but I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, like that.
Or even like, hey, how about you make breakfast in the morning? Task.
Yeah, that's probably a little nicer than what I was thinking, because the way I see it, it's like if you're just giving someone like just like here's a task to do every morning, it's like I feel like you're just kind of like it's like giving a child like a phone to stop bothering. It's like, here, go play with this, leave me alone, kind of thing. It's like,
but like, I don't know. That's why I would like breakfast. Breakfast would be better.
Well, that's why I like the safe word, because it's like the safe word will be like, okay, like you're obviously good. Okay, cool. Then I'll just go do what I gotta do.
The only problem with the safe word is she's not gonna stop.
Well, we don't know. Maybe after he's like, listen, like if I say this word, that means you need to shut up and leave me alone because I'm doing stuff for work, and like I need you to back off and leave me alone. Like
it could
not. It just depends on the dynamic. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like if the safe word doesn't work, which I think is a great idea.
100%. So safe words.
I like that idea. If that doesn't work, I swear, like maybe the task thing, like, hey, can you make breakfast every morning?
Just give her something to do, like something mindless to do, just to kind of distract her or something.
Well, it's not even just like mindless. So like you both can eat a nice breakfast in the morning.
Something that like she has to focus on, basically.
Yeah, because then maybe you can sit down and talk with her for a little bit before you just get your stuff and go. Maybe that's what she's wanting, some time with you. I don't know. Yeah. I really don't know. Extreme. But anyway, moving on. Unicorn.
Safe words. They're not just for the bedroom, guys and gals.
Unicorn sprinkles.
You got sprinkles. I'm just gonna say sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
All right.
I do like the sprinkles.
I do too. It's actually like a nice little simple one. You know what I mean? All right. So we talked about it's all like earlier in the beginning of the show. We were talking about sharing food.
Oh yes.
Now
we don't share food.
We do. Joey doesn't share food.
Joey does.
If you guys are friends fanatics, Joey doesn't share food.
I'm slipping.
You're slipping. Uh-oh.
All right.
All right. So, do you enjoy sharing your food with me?
Yeah. If it's shareable food, I will share it.
So now, what would you consider a shareable food?
I don't know. I feel like we share everything. We're married. It's
right.
Anything could be shareable, but just about.
But like, okay, like a piece of pizza, you can't share that. Like one individual slice.
Oh no, that's not really.
A whole pizza, of course. Like an individual slice of pizza. Now, burgers. Do you share a burger?
Not usually.
Okay. Spaghetti.
You could split it in half, but like if it's a bowl, like
see that's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of foods are shareable except for like French fries.
Yeah, like appetizers.
Chips, like something that like comes in a large quantity.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because this next post, right, is because it talks about sharing food.
Sure.
So here's where it confuses me. So here's the title.
Okay.
Title is, "Am I the asshole for not letting my wife eat the food I paid for?" So
What?
husband and wife,
So it's their food.
their food.
But
Now, again, title's deceiving a little bit because I read it and I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, hold on, let me see where this goes. Right?
Again, deceiving, like title.
Yes. Here's why. It is a short one too.
Okay.
So, me, a 29 male, and my wife, 29 female, both value our independence. We make around the same money. We keep our finances separate, and we each pay half of the rent. We are currently traveling together in a walkable city, and we are living in a hotel. We don't qualify for the free breakfast, so we basically have to buy food from nearby restaurants because the hotel's restaurants are super expensive. And I have to admit that money is tight, and we can only travel on a careful budget. This morning, I got up early and went and got a nice but small breakfast burrito for myself. My wife woke up and she claimed that she was hungry and wanted to walk to a nearby place to get some food for herself. Even when we were at home, we almost never eat breakfast together. The problem is that she demanded I give her a chunk of my breakfast burrito so she could walk outside and get some food for herself. I told her that I had paid for my breakfast and it's already fairly small, so I can't let her have some. Otherwise, it wouldn't be enough for me. She said she needed to eat something in the morning so she doesn't faint, air quote, during the walk to get her own food, which I completely don't understand since she only needs to walk a few blocks to find food. I told her I'll give her a chunk of my burrito if she is going to let me have a chunk of her food once she gets it.
Makes sense.
She called me petty and walked out. And she had been giving me a passive-aggressive attitude since then. So I'm asking Reddit, am I the asshole?
It sounds like both of them sound a little extreme. I mean, it makes sense that he's like, okay, yeah, you can have some of mine, but
It's like, can I at least have some of your food when you get some of
Yeah.
yours, so that way it kind of like equals out? Like,
Yeah,
I think
like-
that's fair.
like if it's already his food and he's just like, yeah, I'm willing to share with you some food so we both have some, and if you're gonna go out and get some more food anyway, then can I have some in your return? Or even better would have been just order 2 things of whatever she's going to get. That way she doesn't have to share. But
See, what I don't understand is,
why didn't he just get 2?
well, I mean, for all you know, maybe she wouldn't want a breakfast burrito. Who
That's
knows?
true.
You know what I mean? You don't want to just assume, like, you know, it's not like, oh yeah, like we both like coffee, so I got my wife a cup of coffee. It's like
Yeah.
that's different. But it's like when it comes to food, like there might be things that you like that I don't like that I like you don't like. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like you
that's
don't
true.
know. But what I'm trying to figure out is like, okay, so you both are independent. You guys keep your own money like separate from each other,
Some people do.
which is, I mean, granted. I mean, in some cases, I get that. I totally get that. But now you're like, but now he's saying we live in a hotel and we're trying to travel, but money's tight. Why are you traveling then?
That's true. Where
Like, if obviously the money's tight, why are you traveling and living in a hotel? That doesn't make sense to me. Now, granted, like you and I love to travel. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's like we also make sure that we are financially good to like pay our way, like, you know, whether it be gas and hotel or Airbnb, whatever we're staying in, traveling. But we also make sure that we have enough money to feed ourselves and we're not like scrounging around for resources and money. It's like that's not a safe way to travel.
Yeah, that is true. Like, I guess, like, we make sure all our bills are paid. If we have enough money, we're able to travel. And we're going to do it in a way that it's not like we're scrounging around for money for food.
Right.
If we need to buy food, we have enough money. It doesn't have to be the most extravagant.
No, of course not.
like,
Just something that we can both enjoy and just, yeah. No, I get it.
enough, like, enough to be enjoyable.
Right.
If we want to splurge a little bit, we can splurge, but like we
Right.
do have like the resources in order to buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So my issue with this whole thing,
I'm just,
first off, I don't think he's an asshole. So far, I'm saying no. And the only reason why I'm saying no is because even though he didn't really want to, he was still
willing to
still
do
in
it.
share. But it's like, okay, well, I paid for a meal for me to eat, for me to like fulfill myself. So it's like, if you're taking half my meal and I'm not fulfilled, like if you're not willing to share half your meal, that's kind of unfair.
It is. It is really it is unfair to like be like, hey, like, are you willing to share? It's like, yeah, okay, if you're going to go out, can I just have half of yours because you know, we
But my
we
thing
ate
too
half of
was,
mine.
at the same time, it's like, why is she going back? Why don't you guys go together?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, she's gonna go get her own food. It's like, okay, well, why don't you guys? You're married. Why don't you go together?
I don't know.
Why are you guys like? In his case, he woke up earlier, which is fine. I understand that. Like,
Yeah, he went because she was sleeping, so she wasn't awake yet.
right.
I mean,
Like that happens with me and you. Like, if I wake up early enough, I'll come downstairs and make myself like a small breakfast because I'm hungry in the morning. And it's like, if you wake up like, hey, you hungry? I'll make you something real quick too, or you know what I mean. But even my parents too, when they go traveling, like my dad will wake up like an hour early from my mom. He'll like take a walk, go grab Dunkin' Donuts, and like walk back and bring them
both
a cup for each of them. That's what you're supposed to do as a married couple. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I was confused. Like, he was already out and about. He could have just
grab something for her. Because obviously,
something.
whatever he was eating, she obviously didn't mind what he was eating. So I do agree. He could have grabbed something too, but
okay, but he didn't. Maybe he just didn't because he didn't know how long she would be sleeping.
Or maybe like if maybe she wasn't feeling that particular food and just didn't want to spend, especially because money's tight, they want to spend extra money.
Yeah, on that particular something.
Especially if they're independent in their finances and he's spending his own money. He's like,
yeah.
So I kind of get it, but I do think it's unfair for her to. I don't think it's
then
reasonable for her to get petty and be like, "Oh, you're not gonna share your food with me? Fine, screw you then." It's like, okay, well, if I bought this food to make sure I'm full, and you're gonna go get your own food and eat your whole meal while taking half of mine, like, how is that fair?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm like, nah, like, that's not equality. That's not an equal partnership. Like, that's.
Again, I mean, yeah, what would be better is if he went with as well and he'd be like, okay, like, I'll go grab some more or something.
Something, you know what I mean? Or like, hey, like, can you at least like spot me a few bucks so I can buy this too, so it's fair. But again, like the idea of like having like separate finances like that is just weird to me.
I mean, we also have like separate, not completely though.
We do and we don't. But the thing is though, it's like
we do and we don't. Yeah,
we do, we don't. But I think the difference, like for us at least, like
I wouldn't care if you were like, hey, I guess, yeah, the difference is like if you went out, bought a breakfast burrito, came back, and was like, hey, can I have half? You would be like, yeah, sure. And if I did, which I wouldn't be by myself walking around, if we went somewhere and you're like, hey, like, I just didn't have enough cash on me right now, would you mind just
grab me like another small burrito so I could just fill up?
Yeah. Or hey, let's go over here. You wanted this and that. It's just like, hey, can you not even spot me? Can
you just buy that for me real quick?
Like, hey, I forgot my wallet in the hotel or whatever. I forgot to grab it or whatever. Would you mind paying? I'd be like, yeah, it's fine, but it's because it's our money.
It's our money, right? And that's the thing too. I feel like a lot of people don't realize, like in some relationships, it's like.
And it's okay. I mean,
no.
People have different financial, like, I don't know, comfort levels.
Which is fine. I mean, like, again, like, there are some people out there that, like for me, I like to spend money.
Yeah.
You know, so any new phones that come out, or any new graphics cards for computers, or any kind of new games that come out, I'm going to buy them because I can afford them, and B, I know I'll use them and enjoy them. That's true. But then you got the other spectrum where it's like people like you that like to save money, which is totally fine, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with saving money or spending money. But I think it's like if
it's a good balance because you do let me and show me how to enjoy life in a way, because it's like I'm not just like saving all for the future, which is a good thing to do.
Of course.
But you know, sometimes you need to live
enjoy your time to live too. It's like
you need to live in the now, like, sometimes.
Right. Not every day. Like, I'm not saying you should be like, you know, hey, today go buy a Prada belt and a Gucci pair of like glasses, and then the next day go buy like.
But again, it's a good spectrum because of the fact that, like, yeah, I try to save where we can. You try to be like, okay, let's splurge a little bit on
Right.
this particular thing. It's not like an everyday thing. It's like,
No, of course.
let's
But
splurge
but
a
it's
little
like
here.
when we bought shoes recently, when we went to
Oh,
DSW.
but
That's like we were both like kind of like lacking on shoes. Like, listen, like I go through like 3 pairs of shoes a year.
yeah,
So if I find 3 pairs of shoes that are and
again,
I do
that's fine.
spend. I'll admit I do spend a lot. I do spend a lot,
Yeah, you do.
but I feel like I do find things that are on sale usually.
That is true. You
So
do.
I try to. I do spend, but I try to spend more like cautiously when it's like if I can find that on sale or if I can even like buying it like secondhand, like this microphone. I bought it secondhand. I didn't buy it. We bought yours brand new because I only had one.
Yeah.
But it's like I got mine with my other audio mixer like for a package deal.
Yeah.
And I saved myself like $100.
Which again is fine. It's fine. Like if you're the type of person where it's just like you want to keep your finances. Wow.
Finances.
Thank you.
There
Finances
you got it.
separately. That's fine. People have their own ways of being able to be comfortable in their own relationship to be able to work it out. We also have our we have things separate. We also have a shared. So we funnel stuff in the shared so we
Right.
make sure all our bills are
Right. We have
paid.
one for just, and for those of you that are not familiar with this, actually, Steve Harvey actually made a very good point. This is actually one of the first things that I brought to my wife before we actually got married. So if you guys don't know Steve Harvey, look him up. Amazing dude.
Funny.
Very funny dude.
He's a very funny, yeah.
But he was on a talk show one time and he was talking to another person and they were like, oh, like, how do you like take care of your finances with you and your wife? He's like, every married couple or every couple that's very serious should have 4 accounts. They should have one shared checking account. So that account will be for paying the mortgage, paying car bills, paying electric, your gas, paying all the utilities and stuff for the house. You each should have your own checking account. So that way, if let's say like if I'm buying a bunch of stuff for the house or whatever, and I'm using the same debit card that's shared for us, then eventually like that card might be too low. If let's say if my wife needs to get gas and she's in a bad part of town coming home from work and her card's getting declined because I used up all the money. Well, now we have 2 separate accounts that have, X amount of dollars in each of them. So that way, if I'm buying groceries, I know for a fact that like I'm not touching her part of the money so she can buy her own gas, or if she needs to pick something up that's important or whatever. So there's one shared account, 2 separate checkings, and then a shared savings account, which, basically rule of thumb, you're supposed to take, I think like what, 20% of your paychecks?
I'm not too sure.
Usually rule of thumb is 20%.
Okay.
So if you're making like $5,000, you should be putting in like, like $1,000 away in your savings. The other 4,000 should go to your expenses and for personal use. So that's usually rule of thumb. So for those of you that are trying to save money, if you guys are younger watching this, you always want to try and save at least 15 to 20% of your checks of whatever you're making to put on the side. But we've been doing that for 6 months now, 7 months. How long?
Yeah, it's been
Since we moved in, yeah.
since
So
we
I
moved
mean,
in.
6 months, and it's worked up. We're paying our bills every month. Our mortgage gets paid, our electric and gas gets paid, our insurances get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we still have our own account. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up like a new microphone for us for the podcast. I'll use my own checking account to pay for that, and then she'll be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go pick up groceries after work. All right, cool. So it works out better.
Yeah, and it does work out because it's like, hey, I want to get X, Y, and Z. I want to spoil myself. I want to do this and that.
Buy a new pair of shoes and maybe a new jacket or something.
But I don't have to tell you about it. I could just buy it because
Right.
I do have my own.
You have your own
checking
account, right? Now, if you want to come home and show it off, like, ooh, look what I bought. It's like, awesome. I'm glad you splurged. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you got what you wanted.
Yeah, it's just the point we're trying to make is as long as your finances are covered, we do have well enough like in our share to pay the bills.
Right.
As long as that we have like in our heads, and we've talked about this, we have like a minimum amount that we want in there just in case.
Right. God forbid, like if we forget like a payment from last month, like let's say our bank our online payment or something just didn't go through, so we're like a month behind. It's like, well, we're able to pay last month and this month and then be able to keep going. So I guess like our rule of thumb is like we try to keep at least like roughly like 2 months worth of like mortgage and utilities.
Yeah.
So that way it's like we're at least 2 months ahead at all times, usually. Now, obviously, things come up, like, hey, I got into a car accident. I need to repair my car, or, things happen, stupid things happen. You know what I mean? Oh, it's like some bad storm came in and threw a branch through our window. Stuff happens. So obviously that won't be the case all the time. But I feel like if you and your significant other can actually do that, it's better for both of you in the long run, because in that way you're financially stable for at least 2 months ahead of every month. I would say roughly.
Yeah, I do like the way we set it up, because if we do have that 2 months, God forbid anything happens, at least we're covered for the sometimes even
3 months, but that's
2 to 3.
But that's like, if we're like, hey, you know what, let's just put a little extra in the account just to make sure, like the 6 month like insurance for like maybe like cars or something's coming up. Yeah. The house insurance is coming up. Okay, let's just throw a little extra in there just to make sure like that all gets paid at the same time and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
I mean, you find a way that works best for you. For them, it sounds like separate accounts. We kind of went on a tangent, but for them, it sounds like separate accounts is what works for them. That's fine. But then if you're expecting your partner to then, if you guys are saying that you guys are independent and you guys are using your own money, he goes out and buys something
his own food
for himself, then it's just kind of like being unreasonable that you're just like, I need this food because otherwise I can't make it to go get my own food.
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna faint if I don't make it 3 blocks. It's like you can't walk 3 blocks. Anyone can walk 3 blocks. I mean,
again, I think it's I don't know. It's just a little weird. Again, I think he could have just kind of let it go just to get past this and then talk to her later and be like, hey, like, next time I'm not going to, if you're not going to offer me half because of the fact that, like,
right.
You're not.
Like, if you're not willing to reciprocate what I gave you after I paid for the meal that I bought for myself.
Yeah. Then why should I do the
right
same with you?
Right.
Like, I get where he's coming from. Because I would be kind of, like, salty, too, with you if you were, like,
oh, hey, I bought myself some, like, chicken teriyaki. And it's like, can I ask someone? It's like, did you buy it? It's like, no. All right, then screw you. Get your own.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind sharing. But then if you then went out and bought, like, a whole nother meal and be like, hey, can I try something? You were like, no, not at all. I'd be like,
the heck with you.
I see where your alliance lies. Yeah. Food. No, but no, I like it's hard for me to put myself in there because this is not where, like, financially and not how we are. Like, we don't mind sharing food for the most part. I would say for the most part, the only time, I think the one time it was just like I was saving food to bring to work so I could have a lunch, and you ate it on me, and I was like,
the chicken fried rice.
The chicken fried rice.
Remember that?
The chicken fried rice. I was like, where's the chicken fried rice? You were like, I ate it all. I was like,
you're like, what? I was like,
what? I was so upset.
Okay,
but because, like, you didn't even want the chicken fried rice. It was like,
but that was like the day before, and you left it in the fridge. So what am I supposed to do?
I was saving it for lunch because I didn't have lunch.
But did you tell me that?
No, and that was my bad.
Rule of thumb. Here's the thing too. So I mean, maybe this isn't me, but like, guys and girls, if you guys are living with your significant other,
communication is key.
Communication for sure. And I think we can talk more about that in the next podcast, because I feel like that's a big one, especially for us. I feel like communication was like something that we had to work on for a while.
Yes,
but we did very well. We've both grown a lot over time. But I will say this. We will definitely get into the more, communications between couples. We can get that into the next episode. But if you guys are living with your significant others, ladies, just because there's food in the fridge and you think it's yours, and same with guys, you might think that food is yours for later, unless you say, hey, babe, that's mine. Do not touch that.
It's
unless, especially because I feel like some guys need to be like, you have to grab them by the face and be like, do you see this meal here? Do you see what is inside this container? Do not touch it. If that is in your mouth, you will be dead. It's like you have to like let people know like this is mine. Like, but I feel like at some point, like especially for us, like
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah,
Like
for
just
the most part,
if it's in the fridge, it's free game.
for the most part, I feel like it's food, it's free game. The only time like I think we know like, hey, like after dinner, I make a separate little container.
Right. Like
take-
like this is what I'm taking for work tomorrow. The rest can be for you for lunch tomorrow when you get off work. All right, cool.
Yeah, and for
But
the most part,
I always make enough. I usually make like 4 or 5 servings of food to
Yeah.
make sure there's always like leftovers.
But I was gonna say we usually split it up evenly. Sometimes I don't take as much because I have like a lot of little snacks to
Right,
eat.
right.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna just put off this little portion, but the rest is yours. Have at it. Like we have enough for both of us. Here is just your portion. Here is my portion. Everybody's happy. It's fair game kind of situation. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, fair game. I mean, I do tell you as well if there's food that you can't eat as well.
Right, obviously.
Which is a thing as well in our relationship. Like, you just can't have pork. Like, it's just something you just can't.
As a Muslim. So if you guys don't know, I am Muslim. She is Catholic. So
Yeah.
for
So,
those of you that are looking into significant others that are of opposite religions, if you guys are curious how we did it, we could definitely tackle that. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below.
yeah. So if you can't eat it, which it's not
It's fine.
usually.
It's like if I can't, okay, yeah, you can't eat that. Cool. Just don't touch it then.
Yeah. And it's usually never really in our household. So it's.
No, I feel it's like the only time we ever really like ever see it is if we're like maybe at your mom's house for like Thanksgiving, maybe,
My
or
parents' house, because again, it's
obviously you guys clearly eat it, which is
Yeah.
normal. I respect that. So
it's kind of like one of those like it's not really at our house, but if it happens to ever be, or if it's something where we're going to like my parents' house and I'm like, hey, just so you know,
like,
you
don't touch
can't,
that or that. All right, cool.
don't touch these things.
These are your plates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't touch these, but these are fair game. Like, yeah. So we do a pretty good job now of that. I feel like even my parents are really good about that, actually. They'll be like,
100%.
eat this, don't eat this, eat this, don't even look at that. Like,
I'll still never forget when we were like our first couple years together.
Yep.
And we were at her mother's house for Christmas or Thanksgiving. It was one of the 2 holidays.
Is this the ham roll story?
Oh yeah.
It was Easter.
It was easy. Was it Easter?
It has to be because that's like the only time we make these.
I'm sitting next to my lovely wife when we were just boyfriend girlfriend, cute little couple.
Yeah.
And so I'm eating like whatever I'm eating her mother made, and so I was like, "How's your meal?" She's like, "Oh, good. Ham roll."
Totally forgot.
I like stared at me like
Totally
thinking I was gonna take it. I'm just like,
yeah. I honestly, I was like,
she's like, "Oh yeah, right." I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm glad you caught on to that."
I totally forgot. I was like so like proud of the ham rolls that like we made
She's like, "I
them.
have these and they're so good. Try one." I'm just like, "No."
And what I'm talking about, the ham rolls are like the ham with cream cheese and like a dill pickle
You just
inside.
roll it up and then
We cut them.
there's your ham roll.
And if it's just like a little appetizer thing. I don't.
They're bite size.
They're bite size. They're shareable.
They're shareable too.
They're shareable. They're shareable, guys.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't think there's much more to say about this.
I don't think he's
This
the asshole.
story, I don't think so either. I think he tried his best to be like
somewhat fair,
to
and
be fair.
he was just like not having it.
Yeah. And is there any comments or any like updates or
No,
anything?
not that I saw. It was kind of just it. Like it was.
I saw you struggling.
Yeah,
Hardcore struggle.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I didn't see any comments on that one. So
Mm.
nothing. It was kind of just like, no, not the asshole. That's pretty
Yeah.
much all it was. I was like, all right, cool. So I just left it at that.
Fair enough. Moving on.
So I think we're actually gonna end it there.
Oh, okay.
I think we kind of went on a lot of tangents in this
We
one,
did.
which is fine. I mean, you guys get to see kind of the real us. You guys get to see what we're really about. So this is kind of more of like hey, like what are these two like thoughts really are for, especially those of you that do know us and you kind of want to get a little know about us, you know.
If you guys don't like our tangents, let us know. We could try to like
Cut them shorter.
Yeah, cut them shorter. Try to like stick to more of the story aspect of it. If you want to hear more comments or story, like
especially if you want to hear stories about us, like feel free to throw them in the comments.
Ask us, if you want to ask us stories about us, please let us know. Like, what are you guys feeling? What are you guys feeling? Because we're still new to this, so we don't know. Do you guys like the little tangents in between? Do you like going on with the story? Like, let us know below.
Absolutely. So, guys, gals, non-binary pals, thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 of Happily Taken. We hope you guys enjoyed what you heard today. If you guys have any questions, please make sure you drop them below in the comments. Or if you have any comments you want to let us know, please let us know down there. If you guys don't know what to ask us, just feel free to drop an emoji. We still appreciate the comments, you know what I mean? Drop your favorite emoji, give us a thumbs up on something. If you guys really do like the video even more, if you guys want to help us out, hit that like button. Make sure to hit that big red subscribe button and click that bell notification to know when we're posting next. We try to post every single Saturday. We are posting on TikToks a little bit more often now. So if you guys are checking that out, the link will be in the description below. And we're gonna add little code words, I think, from now on at the end of our videos, so see if people just to see if people actually watch to the end of the video. So now when I ask my friends that are out there that are watching, be like, yo, did you just watch the whole thing? Yeah. What was the code word? So code word today for this specific episode is gonna be unicorn sprinkles.
Unicorn sprinkles.
So guys and gals, please take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Much love to all of you.
Bye.